now we are waiting for our taxi. I've heard that the traffic in Dhaka is insane, so it probably will take us an hour to get to our guest house. However, we paid something like £7, so it's not too much in my opinion, but I think it's like 3 times more expensive than what locals would pay if they bargain from here. All fine, works with Revolut. Yep. Well.
So here's a bit of background story of how we ended up in Dhaka in Bangladesh. So if you watched my previous vlog, we were in Bhutan, and from Bhutan you can only fly to 6 destinations. On the day of our departure, we could only fly to either back to Nepal or to I think Singapore or Bangkok or Dhaka. Since we had to fly to Sri Lanka, which was our end destination of a trip from where we had to fly back to London, we decided to fly to Bangladesh and from there to Sri Lanka. But then we actually missed the cheap flights and we had to add Malaysia to the journey as well, because the flights through Malaysia were cheaper than direct flights to Sri Lanka. So that left us with about 12 hours in Dhaka, and instead of sitting in the airport, we decided to pay the very expensive fee of like $51 per person to be able to get into the city and see a little bit of Dhaka for ourselves. Everybody has warned us that traffic in Dhaka is absolutely ridiculous, like a nightmare, that we would pretty much spend only 12 hours in the traffic, but we were lucky as it was a weekend and daytime and there weren't many cars, and we actually managed to see a couple of places in Dhaka and at least get a kind of an overall impression of the city and see that it's not as bad as many people described it.
So we checked in our guest house and we're gonna check out that park in front of us. We are in the area called Gulshan. From what we saw, it's kind of security heavy area with lots of security, with weapons, gated houses, and kind of like nice neighborhoods of Dhaka. So I guess that's where wealthy people live. Let's walk this way. Oh, there's another person. Can you imagine even the park is kind of like guarded, so yeah, there is a fence all around it and there is a gate. There are like 3 people at the entrance.
Machine guns somehow. Very strong man.
Well, on the other side, I guess it's very safe here.
Tourist people.
I like this place. But they eat a very tasty sushi. I think it's too much food. I thought it would be just like a little bit, but it's like a huge portion. Don't think I'm gonna be hungry anytime soon. Look at the size of the dishes. So it's for price. This one was like £5. How much was this one?
It was £5, so yeah.
£5. This was like £3, but it's really, really good. So food in Dhaka was good. Obviously we have a very limited opinion because we only here for a super short period of time, and we went to like a very well-rated cafe where, I don't know, like many, I guess, wealthy people go. Not sure.
Well, I mean, we haven't even tried local food.
Yeah, we haven't tried local food, unfortunately.
We just missed a lot of Japanese food.
We missed a lot of yeah.
We're happy we could find some here. That's good. There are many Japanese places.
No, actually I haven't picked this because of Japanese food. It was just literally one of the best places on TripAdvisor, like a cafe. Is this one? Or is it not?
From the cafe, we decided to go to a place which we really wanted to see based on the photos, and that was the Course Hall of the Dhaka University. Moreover, we wanted to see the university and the young people who are in progress of receiving their degree, and just to see kind of the vibe of a university, the vibe of young people. And yeah, that's actually why we headed to Dhaka University. All the other places were kind of far, and Google estimated a driving time of about an hour and a half, and to the university that was just about 50 minutes. And as we didn't have that much time in Dhaka after all the walking and sitting in a cafe, we decided that we can't risk it to be that far away from the airport. What if we get stuck on the way back and miss our flight? So we couldn't do it. Dhaka gave us an impression of a city that is growing a lot. It felt like many of the buildings that we saw while passing to the Dhaka University were new and built in the last 2 to 5 years, maybe. There are many shops, shopping mall, Western chains like Gloria Jeans. However, what impressed me that many shops and many cafes are heavily guarded. You need to walk through the metal detector to enter those cafes, and there are 1 or 2 guards in front of each cafe. That was surprising, but I guess that guarantees the safety. We also saw a lot of new buildings, apartment blocks being built, and it feels like there is a lot of a foreign investment in Dhaka, or maybe local investment, I'm not sure, but it feels like the city is developing and growing a lot. And moreover, there will be soon a Dhaka metro. Maybe it's already open because the posters and the banners that announced that the metro will be open. The first part of the metro will be open in the end of 2019, and the second part of the metro will be open in 2020. And hopefully the metro will at least partially solve the traffic problem of Dhaka and let people commute from one area to another area without spending 3 or 4 hours in the traffic, which is great. We only witnessed one small traffic jam in Dhaka, and that got stuck for at least 10 or 15 minutes. And yeah, that's something you can see right now on the screen. Also, what surprised me in Dhaka were the tuk-tuks with what looked like cages in the back. So it seems like the passenger in the back seat is kind of caged, and I'm not sure why. I only have a theory that it might be kind of unsafe for the passengers to sit, in the traffic jams when the city is stuck, and to avoid the kind of street dealers or just beggars or thieves to kind of steal bags maybe and run away. Maybe that's why they cage kind of the passenger seat of the tuk-tuk. But I'm not sure. If you have a theory, please let me know. Or maybe you know why actually they are caged.
So finally we're gonna go for some walk. We don't have that many hours left in Dhaka, so we arrived to the University of Dhaka because we saw the pictures and it looks really beautiful and vibrant, full of people. I think you're exiting the university though. Yeah. So there is one particular building that's really, really pretty, and that's what we're trying to find now.
That's French right here.
Decided to sit here in front of the zone hall, department of physics, chill on the grass. Is it different from your uni?
It's a bit different. I think there's more food available here. And there are also some wild animals. Reminds me a bit of the look now.
So it was already getting dark, and we decided not to risk and get back to Gulshan to chill a little bit in the apartment and go out for a coffee in a Gloria Jeans cafe, which we had nearby.
Doesn't it look to you like camping?
It does a little bit. We are approaching our guest house. So our flight was delayed. as we still have no idea of whether it was delayed or not, because some sources say it was delayed and some others that it wasn't. So our flight was delayed by, God, how many hours? Like 4 hours?
China Southern.
Still China Southern. Like China Southern must have departed like 10 hours ago already. Well, whatever. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and see you guys in the next vlog, which will be from Kuala Lumpur. That's where we are heading now. Bye.